Have you ever felt like people take you for granted or treat you as an easy target? Maybe they mistake your kindness for weakness or push your boundaries just to see how far you'll go. Let me tell you something. You're not imagining it, and it's time to change that today. In this video, I'll share 8 reasons why people might play you for a fool, and more importantly, how you can take control and stop it for good. Grab a pen and paper because these insights come from a lifetime of lessons and ancient Stoic wisdom. Let's get started. Friendships and relationships should bring harmony into our lives, not chaos. But sometimes we unknowingly allow others to treat us in ways that erode our peace and self-worth. The Stoics taught us that while we can't control the behavior of others, we can always control how we respond. And that's where our true power lies. Today, I'll walk you through 8 reasons why people might exploit your good nature, and more importantly, how you can flip the script. By the end, you'll not only recognize these patterns, but also feel empowered to set boundaries, protect your peace, and reclaim your confidence. Imagine you have a coworker who constantly borrows your things without asking, or shows up uninvited into your personal space. At first, you brush it off, thinking, it's no big deal. But over time, their behavior escalates and you feel drained and resentful. When you don't set boundaries, you send the message that your time, energy, and comfort don't matter. But here's the truth. Boundaries aren't about shutting people out. They're about teaching others how to treat you. Think of boundaries as a fence around a garden. Without it, anyone can trample your flowers or take the fruits of your labor. But with a fence, you create a space where only those who respect you are welcome. Start small by saying, I can't do this right now, or I need some time for myself. Remember, boundaries are a sign of self-respect and strength, not selfishness. Trust is a beautiful thing, but it's also a double-edged sword. When you place your trust in the wrong hands, it can lead to betrayal and heartbreak. Imagine opening up to someone, sharing your deepest secrets, only to find out they've used that trust to manipulate or harm you. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius reminds us to judge people by their actions, not their words. A snake may have shimmering scales, but it's still a snake. Trust should be earned, not freely given. Think of trust like a sturdy door with a lock. Not everyone gets the key. Only those who've proven themselves reliable and honest. Observe how people act over time, and don't ignore red flags. Protecting your trust doesn't make you distant, it makes you wise. We've all been there. Someone shows us exactly who they are, but we choose to look the other way. Why? Because we want to believe in their potential, or are afraid of confrontation. But ignoring red flags is like driving toward a bridge out ahead sign and hoping it's wrong. Take Sarah's story. She had a friend who constantly canceled plans at the last minute with questionable excuses. Deep down, she knew this friend didn't value her time, but she kept hoping they'd change. Instead, she ended up feeling drained and disappointed. As Maya Angelou wisely said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Trust your instincts and take red flags as a sign to reevaluate the relationship. Stoicism teaches us that peace comes from living in alignment with reality, not ignoring it. Confrontation can feel uncomfortable, even scary, but avoiding it often does more harm than good. Think of it like a crack in the foundation of your house. Ignoring it doesn't make it disappear. It only grows, threatening everything you've built. Take Lisa, for example. Her coworker Mark kept taking credit for her ideas. She felt frustrated, but stayed silent, fearing it might create tension. Over time, Mark grew bolder, and Lisa started doubting her own worth. Here's the truth. Confrontation doesn't mean being aggressive. It means standing firm in your truth while respecting the other person. Start by calmly stating, I felt disrespected when this happened, and I'd like to address it. When you confront issues head-on, you not only protect yourself, but also set the tone for how others treat you moving forward. Seeking validation is like running on a hamster wheel. No matter how hard you try, you never get anywhere. When you chase approval, you hand over control of your life to others, letting their acceptance dictate your self-worth. Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." Instead of waiting for others to recognize your value, start recognizing it yourself. Celebrate your accomplishments, no matter how small, and remind yourself that your worth isn't tied to someone else's applause. Imagine your life as a painting. If you let others hold the brush, they'll paint over your masterpiece. Take back the brush, validate yourself, and create a life that reflects your vision. Loneliness can drive people to hold on to toxic relationships, believing that any company is better than none. But here's the hard truth. Being with the wrong person is lonelier than being alone. Take Emma, who stayed in a draining relationship because she feared the emptiness of solitude. Over time, her partner chipped away at her confidence, leaving her feeling smaller within her own life. Stoic philosophy teaches us that solitude isn't a punishment, it's a gift. Use alone time to rediscover yourself, pursue your passions, and build inner strength. When you embrace your own company, you set the standard for how others should treat you. Generosity is a beautiful quality, but when it's one-sided, it leads to exhaustion and resentment. Think of your energy like a bank account. If you keep withdrawing without depositing, you'll go bankrupt. David, a friend of mine, was always the go-to guy, working overtime, lending money, and helping everyone in need. But he rarely received the same effort in return, leaving him drained and questioning his worth. The Stoics remind us to give from a place of abundance, not depletion. Protect your energy by setting boundaries and focusing on relationships where giving is mutual. Your instincts are like an internal compass, guiding you toward what feels right and away from what doesn't. But when you ignore that gut feeling, you leave yourself vulnerable to manipulation. Stoicism teaches us to cultivate self-awareness and trust in our judgment. Pay attention to how people make you feel. If something seems off, don't dismiss it. Your instincts are often more accurate than you realize. By understanding these 8 reasons, you can take back control of your relationships and your life. Remember, your worth isn't determined by how others treat you. It's defined by how you treat yourself. Which of these reasons resonated with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments. You never know who your story might help. And if this video inspired you, subscribe for more insights like these. Let's build a life full of respect, peace, and genuine connections. Which of these reasons resonated with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your story might inspire someone else to take back control of their life. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and share it with someone who needs to hear this. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more wisdom-filled content. Together, let's create a life full of peace, respect, and strength.